If you're watching this, you are likely on the replay. Welcome and thank you for joining me this evening. I am so excited to be back. My name is Detola Amore. For those who do not know me, I'm a productivity and leadership coach. I basically mentor and coach women, kingdom women particularly, on how to find purpose, how to maximize their time so that they can manifest their big dreams. And so I'm excited to be back. So last week I started a series. Let me just check. I started a series on doing a live audit in 2022 as we begin to make plans to move into the new year. So I'm just going to on Instagram see if I can share this. Okay, I'm not sure how to go about that. Yeah, I'm just going to share that to a few people so that they can join live. Okay, awesome. So yes, so today I will. So last week we started the series on doing a live audit, and we basically looked at how to do a reality check. So as part of our live audit, because in order to know where you're going to go to or where you want to move towards, you need to know where you currently are. So if you haven't seen that, I would encourage you to, depending on where you are watching this from, you would see the previous episode from last week. I would encourage you to watch that. There were 4 powerful questions that I asked, and I would encourage you to um, answer those questions. Okay, thank you for anyone who's joined me. Let me know in the chat box that you are here and that you can hear me clearly. It looks like I have a few viewers live already. So today, again, I want to try and my aim is to keep this live series as short as possible, but as impactful as possible. And my hope is that they would help you in preparing well for 2023 while taking stock of 2022. And also, oh, welcome. Hi, Quinty. How are you? Thanks for joining. And also, part of this is also to it's a segue into the end of year we will be running next week actually. So today we are going to be looking at a very, very important topic called what are your core values? Your core values. And it's a very big topic, but I wanted to talk about our core values in alignment with our career choices. Now, there are many people, you might not be in this position, but there are some people who are probably rethinking some of their career choices for 2023. And so you might have been going through a stage where you are feeling a bit either disgruntled or dissatisfied with your career. And when I talk about career, I'm not just talking about the a 9 to 5 job. I'm talking about whatever it is you've been called to do, whether it's a business, whether it's a 9 to 5 job. So, but for the purpose of simplicity, we will just stick to the word career. Okay, so when I say career, I also mean business, depending on where you are or the journey you are on. So, before we can embark on any big life decisions, whether it be career or business or anything else, we must clarify our core values. It is very, very key that we clarify our core values because it will ensure that any change or decisions that we make, especially as we enter into the new year, is in alignment with our core values so that we can maximize success. And why should they be in alignment with our core values? Because our core values are fundamentally the beliefs that run our lives or the beliefs that we use in making decisions. Okay? Our core values dictate our behaviors, our decisions, and our actions. But guess what? Many people are not even, they don't even know that, they don't know what their core values is and or core values are, and they find themselves in misalignment. They're always misaligned. Maybe they find themselves in a career that they don't necessarily like, or they find themselves doing a business that is not in alignment with their core values. And so until you are clearly sure of what your core values are, you might find that you're just doing things haphazardly. And that we don't want that. The other thing that core values do for us is that they help us to understand the difference between what is right and what is wrong. So subconsciously or consciously, when you are aware of your core values, you can quickly know what to know what you're saying yes to and what you're saying no to. Okay. Now, the audience we serve are kingdom women, Christian women. And so, definitely, if you are a believer in Christ or you're a follower of Jesus, it means that your core values must align to godly values. Okay? Godly values such as kindness, honesty, generosity, self control, faithfulness, and the likes. Right? Worldly values tend to promote things like jealousy, conflict, vanity, status, fame, anything that um, promotes self, right? Anything that promotes me, myself, and I tend to be worldly values. But as believers in Christ, we want to align whatever our core values are to godly values. Okay? So I'm glad that we've established that. Now, for us to be able to do an audit of 2022 when it comes to our careers or when it comes to our businesses, um, it has to be from a place of authenticity, right? And again, it leads back to identifying our core values. So that's another reason why you need to know what your core values are, because you want to come from that place of authenticity. And the truth is, there is no positive change in your life that can happen or that can be lasting if it does not align to your core values. So it is so key. It is very, very key that you understand what your core values are, or you understand what you might need to change to have the right core values. Okay. Now, what are some signs that you are not aligned to your core values? Feeling of dissatisfaction. You just have this, this sense that there's something missing. As we know, we are spirits. We're spirits. We live in a body and we have a soul. If your spirit, soul, and body are not in alignment, you can just feel that there's something off, right? Discontentment, and this is not, I'm not referring to when you are, what's the word now? When you are trying to achieve what something else someone has, or you are not content with what you have. That's not the discontentment I'm speaking about. This is when deep within you just know that there is more. You know that you are made for more. You know that there is more for you to do, but you're not quite sure what it is. Okay. Also, when you feel unfulfilled, when you're feeling unfulfilled, there's a likelihood that you are not aligned to your core values, or that some of the things you're doing are not in alignment to your core values, and also a sense that something is missing. When we don't honor our core values, we experience an unease in our mental, spiritual, emotional, and physical states. There's something is just off. You can tell. And I hope this is making sense to you in terms of, yes, I can tell when there's something off. And that means there needs to be a form of self-reflection at that point. And that's why we're doing this live audit. Now, there are some times that some misalignment, yeah, it's obvious when your core values are not being honored. So, for example, when you have a feeling of unease about other people's actions, which um, are not right in terms, maybe for example, there's someone in your place of work who has been stealing company resources for their own private business, and you feel so uneasy about it. That is an obvious state of unease, which stems from the fact that your core values might be deeply rooted in honesty and integrity. Okay. But sometimes they're not so obvious. There might be some situations where you have been, where you just know that there's something not right, maybe about something, maybe some people are saying something and you're feeling uneasy around it or about it. You just know you're not feeling good, but you're not really sure what the issue is. There, there may be an issue there when it comes to your core values or something clashing with your core values. So does that make sense? So there's an issue, there's a sense where it's clearly obvious that this does not align with my core values. Someone is being, dishonest. You can clearly tell. But there are also situations where you might not be able to tell what the issue is, but you know that there's something off within you. Okay. Now let's look at some examples of some core values. Just three. Again, like I said, I want to keep this very short, sweet, and straight to the point. For example, maybe one of your core values is health and well-being. And so if that is the case, it probably means that you find yourself making more healthier decisions when it comes to the things you eat, the drinks you consume, doing engaging in exercising, your mental stimulation, downtime, and your overall physical, mental, and even spiritual health. Right? So that's one example. Another example is family and relationships. If family is very core to you, or is something that you hold dearly to, it probably means some of the decisions you'll be making, you would always put family first. So if, for example, there's a job which will take you 5 days away from your family, or you're always traveling, and family is very core to you, you might likely turn down that job because you want to, you want to be able to invest more time in your family. Now, for some, family is not necessarily at the top of their core value list. So in that case, it's not a deal breaker for them. But there are also some people who family is at the top of their core value list, but then they find themselves not honoring their core values and taking a job that doesn't suit their family lifestyle because of maybe the money, for example. And again, I'm just using this as an example for you to see when there can be a clash. And so they go off and take this job. They are always away from home. They don't see their children or their spouse. And each time they wake up in the morning knowing that there is something off, there is something off. If that type of person takes time out to reflect, prayerfully reflect on what is going on, it will become clear to them that there is a misalignment with their core values, where they know deep in their hearts that I've said, I want to invest more time in my family, with my children, but here I am on the other side of the globe, traveling a lot for work, and I'm not even investing in this family that I hold so dearly. So do you see where there can be a misalignment? Now, in one of our programs in the Super Working Mom Academy, go deep, we do a deep dive onto how to identify your core values, how to nail them down, and how to work in them. But we can't discuss that today because of time. But now let's move on to what I was referring to earlier about aligning your core values to your career. So if you're at a point where you probably want to make a career change, or you're feeling a bit misaligned in the choices you've currently made, then you want to be asking yourself some questions as we wrap up 2022 to do a live audit on where you are right now in your career or business and see how they match up with your core values. So here are some questions you want to be asking yourself. Does my current job align with my core values and allow me to feel a true sense of fulfillment? So you want to ask yourself, do I feel aligned? Does this job is this job in alignment with my core values? Okay. The other question you want to be asking yourself is, does my current workspace cause me stress and anxiety just by thinking about it? There's some people who talk about the Sunday blues, or on Sunday you begin to feel anxious about work. You want to check that out and say, why am I feeling anxious about work? Is it that I'm not enjoying my job? What exactly is causing my anxiety on a Sunday? Or I wake up in the morning and the first thing I feel is anxious. Why do I feel anxious about my job? You want to be asking yourself that. Okay? And the last question you want to be asking yourself when it comes to your career and your core values is, how can I make changes to rectify this? Because what you are not changing, you are choosing. And that's one thing I've come to understand. If you're not changing something, it means you're choosing it. So, what can I change? What can I change in this situation where I'm feeling anxious about work, or where I'm feeling discontented, or where I'm feeling disgruntled? Okay. Another question you want to be asking yourself is, am I using my passion, my skills, my talents in my job? Any of it. It doesn't have to be all of your skill sets. Am I using it? Sorry, hold on one second. Angela, close the door, please. Am I using my passion, the gift God has given me, my skills in this job? Or are they, going to waste? Again, we're going to be talking a lot more about our gifts, our abilities during the virtual retreat. So these are the questions you want to be asking yourself. Now, the truth is, changing careers is not necessarily easy, especially if you've invested so much in a particular line of career and you're like, oh my gosh, is this going to all go to waste? But no, nothing is wasted when it comes to believer, when it comes to you as a child of God. God will always make everything work out for your good and for his glory. But yes, I still recognize that it can be tricky, it can feel overwhelming, and all of those things might stop you from taking action. But then, if you want 2023 to be different from 2022, you need to sit down with yourself. You need to have a meeting with yourself and with God and see what are the changes I need to be making when it comes to my career. There's no point discovering that you've been on a wrong bus, going in the wrong direction, and still keep on going that path. The next best thing to do is to come off that bus and find the right direction and go in that way. Don't say, oh, because I've been 1 hour seated on this bus or on this train, I'm gonna keep going because I feel like I've committed, I'm invested. But you're investing along the wrong direction, right? So the best thing to do is get off the bus and change direction. Okay. So um that is one of the things you need to be focusing on. What do I need to make changes on when it comes to my career? And one clear thing I want to say to you, listening to me, whether live or on the replay, is don't close yourself off to possibilities. There is so much more of you that you are even aware of. So don't close yourself off to possibilities that may come your way. Don't close yourself up to opportunities that are going to come your way in 2023. But it all starts with awareness, and it all starts with understanding what your core values are. Now, one of the things we're going to be doing during the upcoming Super Optimum Virtual Retreats in December 16 to 18, which is next week, is to engage our imagination on various aspects of our lives, including our careers. And I will be walking you through that process on how to engage your imagination. That's another gift that many of us are not using. God gave us such a beautiful gift, which is our imagination. But many of us feel it's either I don't know what it is, we're afraid of dreaming big, or, growing up, you were told not to have imaginary friends or not to use your imagination. And a lot of our creativity has died because we don't engage our imagination. On another note, we are also going to be looking at how to create a theme for 2023. And this theme that you're going to come up with the help of Holy Spirit, is going to be in alignment with your core values. And I'm also excited that one of our guest speakers, Kemi Akinduture, is also going to be showing us how to use our shape, our hearts, our so shape, spiritual gifts, hearts, abilities, personalities, and experiences to understand who God has made us to be. So all of that put together can help you, can open your eyes to what career path you need to be on if it needs to change. Okay, so Kem is going to be walking us through that process. We're going to do an assessment, and off the back of that assessment, we're going to be able to look at the areas where we are currently misaligned and what changes we need to be making. Okay, We have women from all over the world who have registered for this retreat, and I'm hoping that you will join us. I will put the links um, in the description box for you to get your ticket. Okay? So if the career question is one that is causing you stress or is causing you anxiety, please know that there is hope. Please know that there is a way, there is an answer. And I'm hoping that during the virtual retreat, some of those answers will be presented to you. Okay? So the bottom line in all of this work that we're doing is to always be honest with yourself. Be truly honest with yourself. Okay? About your current situation. Remember, reality check like we did last week. Be honest with yourself concerning your current situation, your work environment, and the changes you need to make. Okay? That is going to help you to make the right changes even before we get into 2023. So I'm really hoping that, this subject around core values, you might want to watch this over again, depending on what time you joined the live session, or if you're watching the replay, you want to go over this again. But more importantly, we're going to be digging deeper during the virtual retreats. Like I said, I'll put up the links for you. So that's all I wanted to share today. I don't want to take too much of your time because I know your time is precious. I will be back next week with the last episode of this live series that we've been doing around um, doing a life audit in 2022. I really want to encourage you, if you're listening to me, that 2023 needs to be different. And for it to be different, it means we need to do something different. If you keep doing the same thing and you're expecting a different result, that is insanity. Okay? So we need to do something different. And one different thing you might need to do is to sign up for that virtual retreat to come and get more knowledge, more strategies on how to prepare for a more successful 2023. So thank you for joining me live today. Oh, hi, Lachelle. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, everyone. If you're on the replay on the live session, I don't take it for granted that you have joined me today. Okay, so all the links for the virtual retreat will be up. Also, if you're not already following us, I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're on the YouTube channel. Like our Facebook page or like my Facebook page, or follow me on Instagram. I look forward to connecting more with you. Okay, so take care and catch you next week for the last episode in this live audit series. Take care and God bless. Bye bye.